Hello Nerfers everywhere. Today I'm going to be doing a review and a comparison on these two beauties. This is the Busby Toys Air Blaster Thunder Strike, and this is the Nerf N-Strike Elite Fire Strike. Both have kind of similar names, you may notice, and both are handheld guns, so which one's better? I'll start off with the Busby Toys Fire Strike first, seeing as we all know that it's Nerf or nothing, so we might as well get the nothing out the way. No, this is actually a good blaster. It's good for Nerf wars, although I wouldn't compare it to the actual official Nerf guns. It's not that great quality. It kind of reminds me of a vintage Nerf gun, actually. The plastic it's made out of is very vintage Nerf, and it has a very vintage Nerf style. I don't know if they were trying to trick the people buying this into thinking, oh, that's an old-fashioned Nerf gun. So yeah, it is quite impressive actually, design-wise. It has this thing which is just design, which you really want to slide because it looks like it should slide, but it's just design, and you got that on both sides. And you got this bit here which is sort of a sight. You got more things that you wish you could slide but are actually just designed to look like they can slide but actually do nothing. Now, the end, let me just pull back this. Am I the only one who gets reminded of either the film Aliens by this, or some kind of fish, or a star-nosed mole? Is it just me? I don't know, but that really reminds me of that kind of thing. I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of the little mouth inside of the aliens that comes out, or like a star-nosed mole, or some sort of fish, underwater aquatic creature. I don't know. But it has that sort of a feel, in my opinion. It's sort of... I can't look at it for more than a few minutes without thinking aliens. I don't know if they were inspired by that, or it's just the way I'm looking at it, or... Tell me if you can see it as well in it, because I'm sure I can see aliens or star-nosed mole or aquatic creature or something in that. I'm sure I can, but may just be me. It's probably just me. It's me. Now, the Busby darts are actually very high quality. They stick to certain surfaces if fired correctly, and they're a really thick foam. In fact, when comparing it to an Nerf Elite dart, they are surprisingly stronger and more durable. This can travel further, but it's a lot weaker, and of course it doesn't stick to surfaces. So this kind of has a plus on the strength and the purpose, but this has a plus on the accuracy and the length of firing. But it's very odd to have this dart actually in hand. It doesn't feel like other darts. It's just a really strong foam. it would be quite hard to break it. You could probably snip it with scissors and cut it, but just pushing down on it or firing it at something, it's not going to bend like Nerf darts, which is actually quite impressive. I will give you a plus for that, Busby Toys. That is actually quite an impressive dart system you've managed to think together, and it does work in some Nerf guns and other makes of guns, not all, because some have air restrictors, some don't, so not all guns will work with this type of dart, but quite a lot will, not just Busby, and they're a lot cheaper than Nerf darts actually. I've seen them for around about £1.99 and in some cases less. So for a pack of, I think it's 20, so that's actually really, really good quality for the price. So features of the gun itself. It has this strange feature which I've never seen on a dart gun before. It makes sound effects. Now that is cool. When I first got this, I must admit, I believe in the principles Nerf or nothing, but when I first got this, all I could do was play around with it, firing it at windows and that, trying to get this to stick and listening to the sound, because it's actually quite a fun alternative to Nerf. If you can't afford Nerf, then this is actually the way to go. It's a really, really good alternative. So I would advise you, if you can't afford Nerf, to try and look for something like this, because you'll have days and days of fun. I know I have. In fact, I'm still having fun, and I've had this for months. But moving on to the Fire Strike. Now this is an official Nerf gun. It's part of their N-Strike Elite range. It does require batteries. For one of its features is a sight that is actually a light, so that's quite good. You can sort of you can pick your target, point the sight at them and pull back and fire. The pull-back mechanism is quite strong. It's not very likely to break. It's quite hard actually to pull it back compared to a lot of other guns, and kids may struggle with it, but they can always get their parents to help them out, although by the time they have, they'll probably have been shot to death in the Nerf war. Sorry kids. But you have to be not strong, but you have to have quite big hands, and you have to pull it back quite tough to get it to pull back. It's not a weak pulling system. It's very strong. Not strong that you're going to break your arm or nothing, not strong that you're going to break your finger, just strong enough that it gives a bit of resistance, which is always good in a dart gun. If it gives resistance, you know it's going to work. Now, this seems to give a lot less resistance than this when you pull it back. So, already, that's a bonus for this, because this is less likely to break. Now, it comes with storage for 2 extra darts right here, which is actually quite impressive. Quite an impressive feature. I do like the idea of being able to just go and then just take another dart out and put it in and do the same again. It's actually very, very practical, and when in a Nerf war, if you're using this as your primary gun, it would help out. Although I would advise you not to use something like this for your primary gun. Use something like this as your primary gun. This is the Hailfire, which is a massive monster of a Nerf gun, which I'm actually going to be reviewing next review, so stay tuned for that. But no, this is a very nice handgun and a very nice backup for when you're out there fighting with your stockade. Your stockade loses ammo, you've got no spares in there, you're about to get shot, you pull out this, get one last shot, take out another shot, get another shot, take out the final shot and get one more person before, boom, you're out. So it's actually very, very practical in a Nerf war scenario, and I would advise you, if you're a Nerfer, to get something like one of these. Get some kind of handgun. It doesn't have to be expensive like Nerf, although it is Nerf or nothing. But something cheap like this will even suffice. So just make sure you always have your backup. Hey, it could even be the cheapest of the cheap when it comes to Nerf, and you could just have a Jolt. Jolts are nice guns. I've got a Jolt myself as backup, and it's always been very handy. Sure, it can only take one dart at a time, but like with the latest one from Zombie Strike, which I will be getting a few Zombie Strike guns, the latest Jolt has actually a clip-on thing where you can store 2 more darts, so that's really good. So in conclusion, of course Nerf will always be the best, and I will never ever say otherwise, I expect. Who knows? The rules could change. But this is a nice alternative. So thanks for watching, and see you all next time.